Here's a boring one for you. Crank length, specifically my crank length. As you can see here, on my cheap 105 cranks. What I'm not going to talk about today is all the scientific equations and whiteboards and Tx times P equals C. Nothing like that, no whiteboard in sight. What I am going to talk to you about is my specific experience with crank length, both on the bike myself and people that I've fit and what I see. And also what I'm going to talk about mainly is speed, essentially. And the three things that make up speed. Starting with the most important thing, which is comfort. Comfort equals speed. Then there's the power, obviously. Comfort, power, aero. Power and aero, interchangeable. Comfort number one. The shorter the cranks, the lower your torso. Why lower your torso? Here's why. Ultimate seat height is governed between top of your saddle here and the full extension of the pedal at the base here. That is essentially your seat height. The shorter the crank, the higher the pedal at the bottom of the pedal stroke. Let's reference this. I ride 165mm cranks. Years since I've rode 172.5s. I dabble with 170s on the road, but time trial 165s. And that's because the comfort factor, one, but the aero factor mainly. What this allows me to do is, I'm short, I've got short legs. I'm 175 centimetres, 0.8, let's call it 176. 176 centimetres, and a quite flexible 176 if I must say so myself. So when I have arm cups on my time trial bike, I have a low front end and a really reduced torso angle, right down in the single digits of torso angle. So ultimately, what I would like to do, and why I run 165mm cranks, is I don't want my knee hitting my chest every single pedal stroke, because I have a really low torso. So you can imagine, when the pedal's at the top of the pedal stroke, the higher the knee in space. So a shorter crank means the lower that pedal is at the top of the pedal stroke. Therefore, lower the knee. Doesn't hit me in the chest, allows me to get lower front end, lower torso, more aero. That's the aero part. Also, the injury prevention part is, once again, our pedal at the top here. The higher the pedal, the more reduced the knee angle at the top of the pedal stroke is, and therefore the more load on top or on the front of the knee. Those people that have had a fit with me will always notice that I double check, keep on checking that internal knee angle at the top of the pedal stroke. Anywhere near 70 or below is a danger mouse, because undue stress on the front, on the patellar tendon, and also stress on the lower back. So, by reducing the crank length, drops the foot down, drops the knee away from the torso, increases this knee angle up here. Benefits for the 165s or just shorter cranks in general. As I said, you can go all scientific. I'm just talking about comfort, speed. Aero. Smoother pedal stroke. You can imagine the smaller the cranks and the shorter the cranks, your little mouse pedals. You can get really nice mouse pedals instead of big, stomping, choppy, long crank, inefficient pedal stroke. So increase efficiency, smoother. You can increase your revs per minute or RPM, your cadence, and reduce the dead spot. That internal knee angle at the top, up and over. You're ultimately switching off your muscles and creating a little dead spot at the top as you want to get over the top of that long crank. So it reduces that dead spot, reduces knee pain, hip pain. This is not in everyone, obviously, and lower back pain. There is zero evidence, no evidence in any research anywhere that shows that there's a mechanical disadvantage of a shorter crank within reason. Down to 120 mils, it starts showing. But if you're gaining speed through comfort, aero, power, you can go down to 165s because mechanically you're not at a disadvantage at all. Very interesting once you go down the rabbit warren of Google and all that is exciting on there in Google Scholar. GCN do a lot of videos on it. Is relative crank length, really tall riders. Guys 6'6", 6'8", running 172.5s, whereas someone 5'9", also running 172.5s. If you do a percentage of their height versus the crank lengths, it means I should be riding a 135 mil crank. A little bit unachievable. So as I said, kept it short, didn't bore you with the science stuff. 165 cranks, spin it to win it, aero, comfort, speed. Latest.